We back and we're heading straight into game number 4. Epsilon leading 2-1 over RGS here in our semifinals. I got Mr. Erlandon with me tonight, aka Mr. Rostermania on Twitter. And Mr. Rostermania, who would you like to start with?
I'm gonna start off with Swanee. Swanee's been rocking that bow. This is a very easy map to get kills from long distances. You're gonna see him in that first hard point. Has a very good view of that, so I'm gonna start off with Swanee off the bat.
Good move here. This first hard point really controlled by an SMG. If you're able to post up, force the action up close, you can pull away, and Assault is heating up already. 3-0, excuse me. 3-0, Mike. But he's doing it all with the bow, and that is a big win as he takes out Swanee to stay alive.
Yeah, Wolf currently in that hard point, trying to get some early time here for this RGS team, but will eventually fall to the bow of Nagafen. Now Assault also going to drop. So this hard point definitely filled with a lot of chaos. You can grab a lot of time, but you can also get killed from just about every single angle, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's usually how the first hard point will go. Swanee now and Nagafen both in that hard point. Nagafen gonna knock him, but Swanee gets the nice two-piece, starting off forward and 2. Will eventually fall, but something to note. Assault currently sitting at 7-2. Very, very hot start for him. It's going to be a 7-point lead here for this RGS team coming into the second hard point.
Yeah, Assault opened up 6-1. The man is not slowing down. B. Nelson off to a pretty slow start for his standards, just 3-5, 3-6 now. Let's go over to Royalty. Haven't seen him a whole lot. It's been fun to watch, especially in that earlier Surge game. Right now, not off to a great start. I'm looking through, and it's really the bow players that are succeeding early on here.
Yeah, I think it's just because of the amount of, walls you have in this map. You have a lot of opportune times to really see from a long, far distance, as Wolf gets the nice two-piece in the hill. But I think there's a lot of opportune chances to really get just a longer view. And I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing more bow play, maybe even 2 or 3 players at times rocking the bow, and maybe having that SMG player hold some time down in the hill. But currently, Remy is holding down some time in the hill for the moment. Picks up a nice kill there over on Nelson, as it's going to be a very close game. Going to be tied as we're going to head into the third hard point, 40-40, as this game is starting off to be pretty even.
Can cut down, but it's B. Nelson working with Wolf inside the hard point. Both players with ASM-1, so this is going to be tough to hold at range. They need some cover, much like we saw FaZe doing earlier. They need to get the cutoffs. Instead, though, they're basically stacking 3 men all on the hard point, saying, come in and challenge us. It's not working out for them, as you see. Actually, they were able to push them back. I thought Epsilon was going to be able to swarm forward and push them through. Instead, the hold is real. Ken, coming off respawn, just left the previous hard point. Everyone just jumping in. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of structure quite yet to this compound hardpoint game.
Yeah, not a whole lot of strategy going down, as you can imagine. Pretty new map in the rotation, and also for Season 3, one of the mini maps also added. But going to be Remy currently sitting in that hard point for the time being. 5 seconds left. Wouldn't really be smart to contest this with only 3 seconds left, but regardless, Wolf able to win that gunfight and going to grab those last couple seconds of garbage time that they obviously needed. So now on board with Nelson, you said this is going to be the money hill, and I have to agree with you. If you're able to hold down both sides and even the underground part, you're going to hold down a lot of time there as well, as it's going to be, it's going to be this RGS team trying to hold this one down, as Nagafen and the boys able to rush in here for the time being.
Wolf trying to figure out how to break in. B. Nelson there as well. B. Nelson from bottom middle won't be able to break. Wolf now thinking about doing the same route. Getting chased. Epsilon so hungry. Wolf is able to punish, only 2 up. This would be a big kill, but he's stopped again. Remy with a big play inside the hard point. It doesn't last long though. Your red team, RGS, right back in it. And you have Epsilon still hunting around the map. Epsilon, to be honest, looks a little bit lost. I see them moving much slower than they do on other maps. Not able to break the hard points nearly as crisp as they did in game number 1. And you'll see a 26-point and growing advantage in favor of this RGS crew.
Yeah, able to hold down a lot of time, which is going to put them in the lead for the most part, but now going to be this Epsilon team trying to hold down some time in the current hard point. This is the last hard point in the first side rotation, but Remy is going to drop to the bow, which means the ASM-1 of Nelson. Big shots going down here in this hard point. It's really hard to kind of keep track of what's going on, but an open hard point going to be Wolf trying to hold down some time, as he's going to howl his way, hopefully, to the top. Lennon's puns are on point today, as Wolf has the 9 captures, looking to maybe come around the backside, picks up 1. Another player going to be inside, but looks like so far this RGS team has done a very good job with just making themselves kind of annoying, to be honest. You know, they'll hop in the hard point, they challenge what they need to, and have flanked very effectively. And I think, like you said, this Epsilon team is a little bit lost on this new map.
This is a totally different Wolf as well. 18 and 13. He has more kills than he did the entire first hard point. 10 captures on a 4 streak. He is doing everything right.
Yep, Wolf starting off very hot. Like you said, 10 captures, 18 kills on a 4 streak. Make that a 5 streak and pick up royalty, but normally going to go ahead and back up. Wolf, like you said, not really done the best in the first couple of games, but picking it up for his team here as he started off very, very hot. Nelson also with 5 captures, 20 kills to his name, almost 21, as that one is picked up by Ken at the moment. But looks like so far, RGS has really controlled this one for the most part. I think they've played this map more than the Epsilon roster has, but we could be seeing the game 5 here soon.
50-point advantage right now in favor of RGS. Nagafen trying to cut down on that deficit. Remy now inside contesting for hardpoint control. He's got royalty backing him up, but both players finding trouble inside. This is just constant chaos on the middle hardpoint, but somehow B. Nelson able to take advantage of the final seconds. This lead continues to grow as the hard points become less and less. We'll see 4 minutes remaining on the clock. We're down to our last 4 hills.
Yeah, Epsilon, their chance of winning is growing slimmer and slimmer as Nelson able to pick up a kill there over on Nagafen. But Royalty trying to keep them in this game. 47-point deficit right now as they're going to try to come back with about 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in this game. They do not want to force the game 5. They want to close this one out here and now, as that's going to be all down to the plays of, in my opinion, Remy and some of the battle players on this team, such as Swanee as well. They're going to have to pick it up if they want to win this game, but they're doing it by leaps and bounds at certain times, but the RGS team has looked very dominant thus far. As I say that, 3 down constantly in the kill feed for this Epsilon team. They're doing very well in this lane category for this current hill. Swanee trying to hold down some time, 123 to 149. He will eventually fall, but overall, some really good time there out of the Epsilon boys. They need to hold this one down, and they need to play every hill like that.
Looking at the clock, as you mentioned, there's time to work with. Looking at the mini-map, though, I'm not seeing how Epsilon breaks this. Royalty's on a big flank, gets one, looking for the second. This is where they could pull away this next hard point, but they gotta lock it down properly, and Royalty is coming alive. 3 straight kills, looking for the 4th. Finally, he's cut down. Remy inside the hard point, trying to fend off 3 players charging in. He's got Nagafen backing him up now, and here's the crossfire. Remy on the front, Nagafen from a left side won't be able to stay alive long. Remy's still inside though, 20 points separate these 2 squads. Epsilon on the comeback.
Yeah, Remy going absolutely massive in the hill. He will eventually fall, but Royalty is still there. He has such amazing accuracy. It's insane to think that he plays on that 12 sensitivity, but right now it's only less than a 10-point game, and the Epsilon guys are making the comeback. They are trying to close this one out and get in the grand finals versus FaZe. Royalty still in the hill. All of his teammates will drop. Big flank coming in. Can he find these kills? Not able to do so, but Royalty actually gets the punch, but will eventually drop. Big hold there out of the Epsilon guys. They are still in this game. Despite their small deficit right now, that was a massive comeback on this hill as we're going to go ahead and rotate to the next one.
Yeah, and those were some big kills by Nelson in the last 10 seconds. So it was 166 or 163 to 163. Now it's 180 to 163. Last 2 hard points. The money hill is back up. Remy needs some huge kills here. 3 down. Epsilon will not break. Swanee trying to figure out, do I go in by myself? He's now got 1 player behind him to support. Picks up 1. Where's the follow-up? Royalty's gonna fall. Remy is late on the flank, but they are gonna be able to break.
Yeah, Nagafen trying to stay alive in the hill, and just like that, the Epsilon guys are trying to come back. Overall, I'd say the RGS team had some pretty easy points in the early on stages of this hard point, and now Epsilon is trying to heat up, trying to grab some time in this hard point. Swanee trying to stay alive, player on the flank, and they will pick him up. A great pinch there out of RGS, and they're going to have the lead coming into this final hard point. They could close it out here, but Royalty trying to contest these last seconds. Every single second means so much to this Epsilon team, especially if they want to walk away with this 3-1 sweep.
Final hard point popping now. Already it's B. Nelson in charge. Remy's gonna fall. Swanee and Nagafen trying to push through. 40 seconds left. And you need every single second. All you need is a little bit of contention right now if you are RGS, and I think that should be enough. We're gonna see RGS force a game 5, because why not? That's what we do, Landon. We are casting until the end of time for this 5K.
Yeah, going to be a game number 5 being forced. Honestly, great plays out of the RGS team. They were able to grab some hard points and ultimately clutched up at the very end. Looking at some kill totals, 45 kills coming out of Ken, almost dropping the 50 bomb, especially on a new map. You got to be thinking he knows just about every single spot there is. Trying to finish off with a couple kills, not going to do so. That's going to be it. 212 to 192, I believe, is the final score. And that's going to be a game number 5 getting ready to come up, I believe, it's going to be Solar for our last map.
I'm down for some Solar action. No more DLC maps. We're going back to a classic. Solar Search and Destroy will separate these two squads. One will advance and secure at least 840 bucks. The other one knocked out with a third, fourth place finish. 36 and 32 from Assault. Big game from him. Nelson with some major captions at the end of that game, but it was a team effort across the board. Highest score was 45 kills, a 1.29 out of Ken. We didn't show his screen nearly enough. We'll fix that with game number 5 after this.